Table 26 brings with it a balance and stability hotfix for the aircraft carriers. And we'll be going over all of the specifics in a little bit, but first, you can see I'm setting the autopilot to an area kind of behind me. I kind of want to keep the aircraft carrier moving throughout the battle. I don't really want it staying still. And we're going to take off in torpedo bombers. So let's go over the aircraft carriers one by one. The Langley had a maximum speed increase from 15 to 18 knots. Visibility from air decreased from 6.6 to 6.2. HE bomb damage increased to 90-30. Torpedo speed increased up to 44 knots, and torpedo damage increased up to 55-67. The Hosho had bomb damage increase up to 8,500, torpedo speed increased to 45 knots, and torpedo damage increased up to 5,700. The Ranger had torpedo speed increase up to 47 knots and damage up to 6,400. You can see I'm sort of doing a run on first up here, and this will highlight some of the new features and enhancements to the Lexington torpedoes, which we'll talk about just after this attack. And I let 3 torpedoes go. I'm going to swing around and take a look, and you can see that all 3 torpedoes hit the traverse with no problem at all. And so let's talk about the Lexington's enhancements. The squadron visibility has decreased down to 8 kilometers. The torpedo speeds have increased up to 47 knots, and we certainly saw that in that attack. The damage increased, the torpedo damage is up to 72-67, and the torpedo distance, the range of the torpedoes, is now up to 5 kilometers. So this is kind of looking like exciting updates for the aircraft carriers, and specifically the Lexington. It's probably my favorite aircraft carrier, so I'm kind of excited about that. So you saw 3 good hits on the Grosser First in that last attack. So let's go out here and see if we can get some more damage with the torpedoes. And I'm kind of picking between the Massachusetts and the Richelieu over there. I'm going to go over to the Massachusetts. He looks like he's going kind of slow. He's not really making many evasive maneuvers. So I'm going to start the run at around 4 kilometers, less than 4 kilometers. And this looks like 3 good torpedo runs here. And he's not really moving around. This is going to look like it's going to be pretty good. The speed is really increased here, and you can see I do get 3 torpedo hits, but my squadron gets completely wiped out. It kind of seems like the AA has been increased also, but that wasn't really in the notes here. So we're going to go back out with HE bombers. I don't want to really deplete the deck of torpedo bombers, so I'm switching over to HE bombers, and I'm going to let the torpedoes regenerate a little bit. That way you have several options when you're going back to the aircraft carrier. So here you see I'm going to move the aircraft carrier back to sort of where it was, just to keep it moving. Eventually I am going to move it up a little closer to B. But you can see the Massachusetts is significantly down. I am up to 46,000 and climbing. The flood is actually doing a number on the Massachusetts, and you can see I'm now up to 50,000 on 6 torpedo hits, which is pretty good. So we're going to come around here and take another shot at the Massachusetts with these HE bombs. And 1 hit. That looked like it was going to be a lot more hits than that. Going to come back around and take another shot at them. And you can see that the AA is really doing a number on my squadron of aircraft. We're going to go up with HE bombs and take another run. My highest before the hotfix was 86,000 damage, so I'm kind of looking to see what kind of an increase we're going to see with all of these enhancements. And so far, only 5 minutes in and 54,000 damage. That's really good, actually. And I'm kind of looking to complete my weekly havoc in this match. All I need is one destroyed ship of any type, and I'm going to close out my weekly havoc. So more than anything, I'm kind of looking to get a destroyed ship. We are ahead at the moment in the match, so that's kind of looking good. And I'm going to go back out here and look for some more battleships. There's a lot more battleships and cruisers and destroyers, so there's a lot of them. Here you can see I am going to move the aircraft carrier up to A and B. And as I'm flying around, I'm kind of, spotting for myself. And if I see the enemy ships get too close to the aircraft carrier, I'm just going to turn around and move the aircraft carrier back. But I think the key is you always want to have the aircraft carrier moving around, if at all possible. You don't really want it sitting still. So here's the Richelieu, and you can see he's moving. It turns out he's moving backwards, and it seems like a lot of the red players now are moving their ships backwards to avoid HE bombs. I've seen this a dozen times already. So here, I know about it. I aim at the back and I only get 2 hits, but it does start a fire. I'm up to 61,000 and climbing, so this is really looking pretty good. But my flight gets wiped out again. So the regeneration upgrade option to have your aircraft return to the aircraft carrier 15% quicker is not really playing out here, because I have no aircraft to return to the aircraft carrier because they're all getting wiped out by AA or enemy fighters or something. So I'm going to go back out here with torpedoes this time. So you can see I'm going wide over here to try to get a broadside angle on the Richelieu. A lot of times I've also seen players, red players, will angle their ships toward the dive bombing torpedo planes, and that minimizes the torpedo angle, increases the torpedo angle so that you'll go edge on. So here it looks like he's kind of wanting to back up, was my initial impression, but it looked like I was going to get 3 good hits, especially with the new torpedo speed, and I only get 1 hit. But now it really looks like the battleship was powering, steaming pretty good, so maybe I completely misjudged that. But for a while it did look like he was slowing down at least. So I got 1 hit. I'm up to 65,000 damage. Now I'm in the HE bombers. We're going to go back and try to do some more damage. You sort of have no hope of finishing him off with this flight. He has too much health left. But someone has him on fire or flooding or something, because you can see his health is flashing. So now we're lining up. This is a pretty good lineup. And we get 4 bomb hits. That's awesome. Up to 72,000 damage. Would have been nice to have a fire or a flood, but that wasn't to be. You can see the health is really starting to go down a little bit here. So he's starting to look what I call a little bit thin. And I'm resetting the location of the Lexington because I think these enemy ships are getting too close to my location. And I'm up to 72,000 damage. It's looking pretty good, getting close to 86,000. We have only 5 minutes left though, so time's running out. So this looks like a really good lineup, and can I get some more hits? Another 5 hits and a fire. That's looking pretty good. So now we're up to 12 bomb hits and 7 torpedoes. That's pretty good. We're up to 83,000, so we're getting close to my previous high of 86,000. You can see the Richelieu is looking a little bit thinner. And we're going to go and try to take another hit at him. And it was a miss. So you can see the destroyer over there. He's going to start targeting my my aircraft carrier. I believe I'm going to get some secondary hits on him. There you see one going already. And the Richelieu really is looking really thin. It looks like I'm really going to be able to get a kill here. And he's going to beach himself on the island. That's even better. So he's stopped 3 hits, a fire, and another secondary hit. I believe that's on the destroyer. That's not on the Richelieu. But all those racked up at the same time. I'm going to come back around here, and you can see he's really in desperate strait. Here you can see that if I didn't readjust the location of the aircraft carrier, I wouldn't have turned out of the way of those torpedoes, and my aircraft carrier probably would have been destroyed right there on the spot. I am up to 91,000 damage, and this is my high in aircraft carriers and standard so far. So it looks like the balance and stability hotfix is paying off. And so I'm going to take a torpedo run on the Richelieu. He is backing up. And it looks like his health is regenerated a little bit. But this looks like I'm going to be able to get another hit or 2. So you can see he's going away, and the higher speeds of the torpedoes are allowing them to catch up. And we do get one hit that really I don't think would have necessarily been possible before the hotfix. So the higher speed and the higher range is really paying off as far as I could tell. And here my planes get wiped out again. I'm going to go back with HE bombers and try to finish off the Richelieu. He was looking like he's really ready to go. I am up to 96,000 damage, and this is looking like, I might want to start thinking about trying to get 100,000 damage. So that's, I think, a milestone that everybody likes to get. And I'm just going to come back around here and see if I could finish this guy off. Going to make my run. I've got a good angle on him. And that looks like it's going to be a lot of hits. 2 hits and a fire. So it's not as many as I thought, but we are up over 100,000 now. So going to come back around, and you can see the Richelieu is looking razor thin on the health bar. And looks like one more hit should do it. There you go, a destruction and a hit. I've completed my weekly havoc, so I'm feeling pretty good. Up to 103,000, and I take off. And I'm going to try and take some bomb runs on this battleship that's closing in on me. So between the battleship and the destroyer, I really don't have much hope of lasting very long, but I am trying to inflict more damage on top of my 104,000. So this looks like a really good lineup. I do get 3 bomb hits, 1 fire, 7 secondary hits. So the secondaries that are configured are kind of doing their job. And so I take off right at the instant that my Lexington is destroyed. So all I have to rack up more damage is this one flight. So if I don't do it on this flight, it's not going to happen. I'm up to 114,000 now, so maybe I could take another run on this battleship. You can see the time is running down to 30 seconds, and I don't have much time left. So that looked like a really good lineup. And I'm swinging around so you can take a look at it, and there's 3 solid hits. I am up to 127,882. That is my top score. So the balance and stability hotfix turned out. As you see, I did complete my weekly Havoc. It'll be interesting to see how I did on the leaderboard. You can see a lot of flags up there. That's pretty good. 11 torpedoes, 21 bomb hits. Second place on the leaderboard. That is great. A lot of times with performance like that, you'd end up near the bottom. So this is pretty great. Even though I've never gotten 127,000 damage before, whenever you would do good in the aircraft carriers, you would be at the bottom of the leaderboard. So that's it for the April 26 Balance and Stability Hotfix. I'm going to be looking forward to playing the aircraft carriers a lot more now that they've been buffed a little bit. This is the Jaguar. I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.